Hello, welcome all of you here I'm sorry. Welcome once again from my side. Let's go on a roll discussing one more pretty, what should I say, beautiful, thorough mock test we have discussed every week. One more in this list. Before I start, let me mention we have an offer, the super sale from Oliveboard with flat 58% off on SSC test subscriptions. I suggest you check on the other sections also, be it the course subscription, the batch subscription, or the super elite also. Use the code super and grab flat 58% off. Do check once before you start. And today, people who are regular here, I'll be solving that mock test, or yes, live. Could not? No problem. Excuse me for the mistakes I'll be committing along with you. Could not solve, so let's start. Starting with a close test. No problem. You have a look, we have a look. Reducing brightness for better clarity. Or 5 seconds, please. 5 more seconds, please. Let's go. Welcome Shivalras, Radhe Radhe, Vaishnavi, Neha, Sachin, Saloni, Shivani, Radhe Radhe, all of you here. Let's start. I repeat, I'll be solving live with you. So if I commit a mistake, please excuse me. Let's start. The existence of altruism, I'm sure you know the meaning of altruism, that is selfless concern for the well-being of others, presents a fascinating puzzle for evolution or evolutionary biology. A purely evolutionary perspective blank space the notion of true selflessness. Welcome Avijit, good evening brother, good to see you. Quick. That was the first filler only. We've taken enough time. No. Actually, the tone is positive. Existence of altruism, helping others selflessly. So that's a pretty good point, helping others selflessly. But the passage defines it's a fascinating puzzle. Is that possible? Can we help others helplessly? A purely evolutionary perspective blank space the notion of true selflessness. If they didn't mention puzzle, I would say yes. Here, I would say problematic. Confirm can't be puzzle then. Prove cannot be puzzling. Either ignore or challenges. Pick the better choice. I repeat, I'm solving live with you. If I go wrong, excuse me. A purely evolutionary perspective blank space this notion of true selflessness. Describing that again further, suggesting behaviors that appear altruistic must offer some advantage. So that is not ignoring but putting another point of view. Challenges. Read the next line. Suggesting that behaviors that appear altruistic, I think you are helping me selflessly, must ultimately in the end offer a reproductive advantage. If he's helping me, he's saying selflessly, I think there should be some motive of his behind it. That's why he's helping me. I think there should be some advantage of him. That's why he is helping me. That's what happens in real life also. If somebody is helping us without any purpose, we think there must be some advantage of his or her. That's why he's helping me. So purely altruism or that concept is not possible. Not confirm or prove, either ignore, but that's not ignoring, putting a different point of view. Challenges. Theories like kin selection or reciprocal altruism blank space that such acts are sophisticated survival strategies. Welcome Nancy Jajendra, Divyanshi. Quick. Good evening, brother. Manish. Quick. Kunjan, Radhe Radhe. Okay, I'll have to go ahead then. Theories like this, since the beginning, the author has said existence of altruism presents a puzzle. No, it's not possible. Somebody cannot help anyone for selfish reason. How's that possible? Theories like kin selection, probably it is his or he's his kin, any relative, that's why he's helping him. Reciprocal altruism, he wants help later, that's why he's helping me right now. Blank space, that such acts are survival strategies. They prove, I would say. Refute is to deny. Deny, conceal, the only opposite one out there. Opposite. Refute, deny. Deny, deny. Conceal, deny. But they prove that yes, they have some benefit of theirs. Posit. Assume the fact that quick. We help relatives because they share our genes. We help others with the expectation of future reciprocation. This view is not the only one. Many psychologists, philosophers argue that genuine empathy and compassion can motivate acts of pure altruism. Okay, now the tone is positive. Yes, Abhijit. Now the tone is positive. Genuine empathy, feeling the feelings of the others, and compassion can motivate acts of pure altruism. In the same line, that's positive. Completely free, in my opinion, from any benefit. Completely free from Nancy, free, chivalrous. Get the tone of the RC. No, Avijit, brother. Here, he had some doubt in his mind. There must be some advantage of him. That's why he's helping me. But here, however, now changing that viewpoint, this view is not the only one. Many believe that genuine empathy can activate or motivate acts of pure altruism. And when it's pure altruism, we are helping the others without any selfish motive. We are completely free from any benefit of ours. I don't want anything for me. That is sheer your help. Free from, not full of. Comprise, no. Derivate, no, not deriving anything. Devoid, empty. Exactly, devoid. Free from any benefit. Sorry. And the last one, whether the origins are selfish or not, this behavior is a cornerstone of cooperation and social cohesion. We must analyze these behaviors carefully. What is carefully? Adverb of manner, place, degree, frequency. Absolutely. Listen carefully, the way you have to listen. No degree out here, emphasizing, no place, no repetition, just adverb of manner. The first one, adverb of manner. The item is picked from the, okay, you answer quick. Done. No, Abhijit. No. Okay. Your answer, not mine. No, Nancy. Think about the logical flow. Yes, Vaishnavi. Why? Think about this. You do this every single day, for example, ordering something online. Customer selects an item, successfully completes the checkout process online. Ordering something, payment done. That confirmed order is received by the warehouse for processing. Now the item is picked because your order is confirmed. Without this confirmed order, how would you go ahead? And if you go ahead after the delivery and then now the order is confirmed. Once you finish the process online, your order is confirmed. Then it is received by the warehouse system for processing. Then they pick an item from the warehouse, packed securely in a box, and that is handed over to courier partner for final delivery. Yes, you were not that wrong. Starting with Q, ending at R, final delivery is fine. But once you have done the online process, your order gets confirmed. S has to come first. Then the warehouse picks it and goes. Done. QS, that's it. R at the end, perfect. Rearrange them. Done. Sorry, two options close. Done. Yes. Um, you have to start. He passed through, now you can't say and stopping, breaking. He passed through the classroom. He passed through the classroom before, which is a preposition, takes ing before breaking and stopping, done without the options also. Subject, C, he passed through the classroom, D, two options close, CD and CD. Before breaking this and stopping there, conjunction is there, so it will come after it. AB, CD, AB, flat. Yes, Vaishnavi. So final answer. BDAC may be correct. I'm solving live. No, I don't think so. You had a better choice. Vaishnavi. And you are correct. In my opinion too. We'll check that. The emergence of mental clarity, what is that? That's a gradual process that is marked by gradual, slowly, reduction of mental noise and distractions. I would say you can't start with D because it says it begins. What begins? As they engage in some practices, this, these are the practices. Calling this again, Vaishnavi. These practices done. D and C must be together and D cannot be the first one because it begins. What? You are defining a process, I'm sorry. The emergence of mental clarity. That's a process. Begins with that. Done. A, D, C. Any option? I may be wrong, but I think. However, keywords are there, so should not be wrong. Welcome, Jagadish. Good evening. Hey, dear. Okay. Emergence of mental clarity is a slow process marked by slow reduction of mental noise and distractions. How it happens? It starts with individuals engage in practices that encourage this and that. Over time, slowly, these practices help in quieting the mind and this and allowing Vaishnavi, their thoughts to become this and that. Once they develop the understanding of their thoughts, CB is also correct. Straight. Thank you. Doubts welcome. Okay, let's go. Personality shaped by multiple dimensions, each influencing how we think, feel, interact with the world. Astrology and numerology together reveal these layers, showing not just trait but also patterns, motivations, and life lessons. Sun represents the conscious self and core identity. Moon reflects emotions and instincts. The ascendant shapes toward outward behavior. Numerology, okay, that's the same, sorry. Sun represents conscious self and core identity. Moon reflects emotions and instincts. The ascendant shapes outward behavior, and numerology highlights the purpose and challenges that guide personal growth. A Gemini sun energizes the mind. That is going to be a little difficult for me now. Encouraging curiosity, adaptability, love for learning. Remember the keywords, what is mentioned where. This placement thrives on communication, whether through conversation, writing, exchanging ideas. Inspires flexibility, quick grasp of new concepts, and ability to see situations from multiple dimensions. Personalities like this and that illustrate Gemini's gift for expressing ideas with charm and intelligence, showing how intellect and sociability often intertwine. Complementing this, a Libra moon adds emotional balance. I don't know for you, but honestly, this is difficult for me if the questions are really difficult. Empathy, strong sense of fairness, emotions are processed through reflection, desire for harmony, influencing relationships and decision making. It values cooperation, seeks equilibrium in interactions, often mediating conflicts and smoothing tensions. Historical figures like Mahatma Gandhi demonstrate this placement supports thoughtful action guided by a desire for justice and balance. The Virgo ascendant brings a practical and grounded layer. My pronunciation may be wrong for that. Influencing first impressions and outward conduct. Promotes careful observation, organization, efficiency, ensuring that ideas and emotions are channeled into coherent action. Even when the mind is active and relationships demand nuance, this influence fosters a composed, reliable persona. Celebrities like Beyoncé show how meticulous planning and attention to detail can harmonize creativity and discipline, reflecting Virgo rising's grounding effect. Numerology adds another dimension to this personality map. Life path number 4 emphasizes discipline, structure, persistence, highlighting the importance of building stable foundations through consistent effort. Meanwhile, a birth number 8 focuses on ambition, authority, material achievement, pointing to innate strengths in leadership and management. Together, these numbers show how intellectual curiosity, emotional sensitivity, outward composure are guided by purposeful effort and ambition. Combining these elements, Gemini Sun, Libra Moon, Virgo, Ascendant numerology paints a layered portrait of personality. Curiosity is balanced with empathy, intellect is grounded in practicality, and ambition is supported by structure. Today I come to know why students leave classes in between, especially when it comes to RCs. Hope I could. Welcome Ajay, good evening. Okay, which aspect of personality according to the passage is primarily influenced by the moon? Let's go to the paragraph discussing moon. The second paragraph. Gemini Sun here, Libra Moon. Yes. Your answer please, then I will emphasize mine. Would say the same. Which aspect of personality is that there also? Okay, that's even better. Come on, I was looking for the detailed version to infer here, but that is clearly stated initially in the passage. Fine, better. Sun represents this. Moon reflects emotions and instincts. Moon, emotions and instincts. Emotions, instincts, a better choice. So, thank God. A Gemini Sun energizes the mind, encouraging curiosity, adaptability, love. What is the closest meaning to adaptability? I think you remember this word from pronouns also. Adapt oneself to something. Close options. Yes, obviously. Trans is to change. Intransitive, I think you remember, is not going to change. And adaptability shows change. If I'm here, I'm speaking English. At home, I'm speaking my native tongue. If I go to any other country, probably I'll be speaking French and Spanish and such. We have to adapt, change, adjust ourselves as per the circumstances. So intransigence cannot show adaptability. No. Constant will be the same. Rigorous cannot. Oh, he's a versatile singer, versatile actor, changing as per the situation. I may be wrong, but that's the closest one I can see in the options or out of the options. Thank God. What type of sentence is this? Complementing this, a moon adds emotional balance, this, and that. Quick. Abhijit. Good to see you, brother. Kamal Khan. Okay, in order to grab, no, brother Abhijit, a compound sentence has two sentences compound, both independent. Complex, one independent, one dependent. We have just one subject, one verb. That's it. Moon, the subject, adds the verb. No other subject, no other verb. Abhijit. Complementing is non-finite, not a finite verb. Okay. It adds emotional balance, noun. Empathy, noun. Sense of fairness, noun. Must be a simple sentence. The answer should not be wrong like typical SSC ones we had in the last two sets. Thank God. Obviously, just one subject, just one verb. So in the sentence, whoa, the passage was long, but the options are simple. Questions are simple. Even when the mind is active and relationships demand nuance, this influence fosters a composed this and that. The word even when is a which conjunction or adverb? Grammar helps a lot. Quick. No, when is not an adverb here, because if you say adverb, adverbs don't combine a couple of sentences. See, first of all, let me check the answer. When is not a coordinating conjunction, it's a subordinating conjunction. Thank you. At least I can answer grammar precisely. See, coordinating conjunctions are these. I have told many times. I hope you remember. Fanboys. I'm not talking about boys or girls here. For, and, nor, because, I'm sorry, not because, or, yet, so. These are the coordinating conjunctions, adding things of equal level, making a sentence compound. Rest of those in which a sentence is dependent on the other. If you help me, I'll help you. Dependency. When I reach home, I'll tell you. I'll call you. So I'll call you when I reach home. I won't call you right now. We'll call you when I reach home. So these are the coordinating ones. Rest of those are the subordinating ones where the sentences are dependent on each other. Correlative conjunctions are those either or which exist in pair. Neither nor exist in pair. Hardly, barely, scarcely followed by when. No sooner followed by then. From, to, both, and such. Adverbs will be therefore, comma, however, comma. These will be adverbs. That's a straight conjunction, first of all. When the mind is active and relationships demand nuance, this influence fosters this. So this influence fosters this when the mind is active. When the mind is not active, this influence probably doesn't foster this. Dependent on that, subordinating conjunction. Doubts welcome. Exactly. That's minuscule, mini, I would say. Weak, no. If someone is mini, shouldn't be weak. Tiny, appropriate. Vast, opposite. Huge, opposite. I had been thinking I haven't got even a single answer wrong so far. There must be something coming. Probably here it is. How do I know these drugs processed by... But hold on. I repeat them live. Solving live. Pharmaceutical, kinetic energy. I have my answer. I think should be correct. No problem if it gets wrong. No. Jagdish, yes, dear. Remember kinetic energy? We studied in physics. Kinetic energy. I think. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, to be honest. Kinetic energy, in my opinion. Pharmaceutical, fine. That's not the spelling of I may be wrong. First and last line. That's not the spelling of kinetics. That's not the spelling of X anywhere. Physics, economics, statistics, mathematics, etc. That must be wrong. If that's a Latin German name, maybe correct. And kinetics doesn't have KY. Let's see. Whoa, let's see the description also, because I do not know this. That was just common sense. Kinetic energy and the branch of pharmacology concerned with how the body absorbs, distributes, metabolizes and excretes drugs. Whoa. Safe so far. One word for a market from where or from wherein a market or industry is dominated by a small number of large sellers. Aesthetic is not a market. Hedonist, monogamy, done. Aesthetic is related to beauty, is not a market. Hedonist, n number of times we have discussed, one who seeks pleasure is not a market. Mono, one, gamy, marriage, marrying one at a time. That's it. That has to be the answer. And that is correct. A Yorker, another Yorker from Bumrah. Five seconds, please. Today also had back-to-back classes, so excuse me. Okay. Skip. My answer is also skip. I'm sure about the first one, shouldn't be wrong. Acquire. Nausea, E. It has in the end, so should be correct. I'm sorry. What is this? I don't know. What is this? I don't know. I would rather click this. I would rather skip than click these. Let's check the answer. I skip. Whatever, C or D. No, I didn't answer this. Let's see this. Correct answer is this. It's a type of shrub, I don't know, with drooping, tubular, brightly colored flowers or a vivid purplish red color named after the plant. First one, acquire, accept something without protest. Second one, nausea, I was correct. Inclined to vomit. Fourth one is also not known to me. Bivouac, temporary camp without tents or cover. Have heard both these for the first time. You are also requested to remember SHSIA. CHSIA. That's opposite. CHSIA. Probably. No problem. Oh, free marks. Let's pick up the momentum. Obviously, that's it. By 2030, automation will have replaced millions of jobs. Will have been replaced. Will be? No. Will have been? Maybe. Will have been, but automation is the same subject here. No. Word, no. I think I need not explain this. Did it live. Automation will have replaced, time and tense stands first. Will have replaced millions of jobs. So millions of jobs will have been replaced by automation. It is will be, not will have been in the passive. Will have been with millions of jobs subject, automation object. Perfect. Automation is the same subject here. In the passive voice, the subject becomes the object and object becomes the subject. So not correct. This is would. That is will have. Done. Free marks again. Obviously, obfuscate is to make unclear. Unclear. Obscure is unclear. Click it in seconds. We'll talk about the rest of those. I didn't, but the author or the topper. Synonym. Done. Clarify. Opposite. Levity. Light. Levitating. Dua Lipa. Fans in the house. Alleviate. Reduce the severity of. Make it light. Levity. Lack of seriousness. And modicum is also small amount of something. Figure of speech in done. Assuage. Great. Jagdish, I don't think so. This is the answer to this question. Obviously, I read the sentence, then I did not read. City lights glittered like a box of jewels. Like as straight simile, I think you know, similarity. He fought like a lion. Done. Metaphor is implied simile. Kashmir is the heaven of the earth. Camel is the ship of the desert. Hyperbole to exaggerate things. Personification, things behaving as human beings, performing actions. No, like as similarity, must be simile, and it is. After tasting all the new creations, the critic declared the chocolate lava cake was clearly the more delicious and visually done. After tasting all three of his creations, seems no error to me. Food critic declared that no problem. No, 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 chivalrous. The subject is cake, uncountable, singular. Was is all correct. Was clearly the more delicious and visually appealing option on the entire menu. Nancy, that's fine. Attractive, appealing. Attractive, appealing. No. I think, maybe wrong, the most delicious, because you're saying the whole menu. And on the menu, we have n number of things. I think this is the cheapest. Or this is the, no Nancy, you forgot the prepositions test. What is on the menu tonight, not in the menu tonight. That's the cheapest out of many. That's the costliest out of many. That's the tastiest out of many. Because if you show more, there is no comparison marked here. More delicious than, I cannot see comparison. And you're talking about the whole entire menu. One has to be the best, worst, and such. In my opinion, that should be the answer. Let's check. Probably that's the correction. Comparative for two items, superlative done. Most delicious, cake of all. Done. Thank you, Jagdish. That's why the superlative article was there the most. Otherwise, for comparatives, we don't use. Exactly. Done. Each of them were. Each represents one. Nipped in the bud. Each of the panelists was. Here comes a Yorker from Boomra. I don't know what this stele means, but we can eliminate. Let's try. If we were in the examination live, what would we do? You and I are solving live. He unearthed and inscribed anything, piece of stone, for example, marking an ancient boundary. Unearth, archaeology, digging the earth, probably some piece of stone, in my opinion. Museum's most prized possession was in my opinion, that shouldn't be a homonym because that's the same, because archaeology, museum are the same. The botanist diagram showed the tissue with the root. Not sure. Stone, probably the same from archaeology. Probably the most famous example of historical should be the same. Should be the same in the same list. He deciphered, carved into that granite. Stone, stone, stone. Museum, probably stone. My answer is B. I may be wrong. Out of elimination. Hey, you two must do this. Let's go. Clear. A homonym, fine. Stele is an archaeological term for an upright stone, as per the options. Or pillar, typically bearing an inscription or design serving as a monument or marker. ACD, exact same archaeological meaning. Yo. B, that's a botanical term for the central core of the stem or root for the plant. No problem. Another Yorker. A long where, I don't know this, was built, I honestly do not know this, across the river to control its flow. Long where, probably dam, was built across the river because we build dams across the river to control the flow. Dam, dam, dam. The salmon, a type of fish, struggled to leap over the concrete dam. Probably the same. The engineer, done, building dams, measured the water level just upstream of that dam. Fishermen set a dam. My answer, fishermen cannot set a dam. Small dam. Whoa. Welcome, Mohini. Good evening, hey dear. I'm not boasting off, but I'm showing just my experience. If we are not sure and options are not close, we can eliminate. I'm sure you know elimination works in reasoning, in GS, mathematics, and English also. God's grace, we got both these correct. She provided many support impossible. Many takes a plural noun after it. Your answer, then mine. That's not easy. Vaishnavi, why not C? Because we extend support. Avijit, I think extend support is a better choice. So I would rather, why not C? Because a lot of is used for both countable and uncountable now. Chivalrous, thank you so much. That's what I wanted to hear. Extend is correct. One can click extend also. That should be wrong. Singular subject without any variation in the verb is impossible. He go to school, he goes to school. The sun rise in the east, rises. Extended would have been a better choice. Substitution is required because many cannot take a singular noun. Grant Come on, many cannot take a singular noun. The only option we have is this. Extend could have been a possibility, but we have to follow that elimination. So singular subject without an SES, not extend support. Done. No V2 out there. Yes, we have done this quite a few times. It's me is American English, spoken English. It's I, British English, formal English, competitive English, and I am, not I are, a part of our notes. Second, she couldn't. His father's family has been this country longer than yours. I think it is simple. Yes, Jagdish. His father's family has been. Where do you live? I live in India, in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Chennai, in the US, in the UK. That's it. Wasn't tricky. Has been in this country longer than I've been here in India for 30 years. Free marks again to grab. Just grab the verb. Protocols are implemented by the agency. Agency implements protocols. That's it. Done. Exactly. Protocols are implemented by the agency. Present indefinite. Agency implemented, no, that's present tense. Has, there is no has out there. Is done, that's not the main verb there, and that's still passive. That's still passive. Implements, that's it. Someone has donated money. Money has been donated. Done. Should be, because someone has donated money. Money has been donated. Money has been donated. Not bad. Money was impossible, that is has. Money had, that is has. That is also fine, but the object is donated money, not donated organization. So why can or how can organization be the subject? No. The witness said, today's set is rather easy in my opinion. The previous had difficult vocabulary also. The witness said at 9 last night the suspect was doing something. Past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. Last night becomes the previous night. Drop this option. Last night cannot remain last night. Had argued, no. Was arguing, past continuous, past perfect continuous. That's not possible because of last night. Had been arguing, was arguing. Done. Should be. Should be. That's it. Done. Previous night, last night, okay. Was arguing, past continuous, perfect continuous. Had been arguing. No, had argued. No, fine, but last night cannot be there. The only option. Next. RC. POSCO Act, enacted in 12, was a landmark legislation aimed at safeguarding children from abuse and exploitation. Despite the comprehensive framework and child-friendly provisions, implementation of the Act across India faces multiple challenges, limiting its effectiveness in protecting vulnerable children. Major challenges: underreporting of cases. Many incidents of abuse go unreported due to social stigma, fear of retaliation, lack of awareness among children and parents about their rights. Rural areas where literacy levels are lower, cultural barriers stronger, victims remain silent, making it difficult for authorities to intervene promptly. Another hurdle is the lack of trained personnel, staff. Effective enforcement requires judges, police officers, and child welfare professionals to be trained in handling sensitive cases involving minors. However, many districts don't have people, staff properly equipped with knowledge of child psychology, proper evidence collection, or techniques for interacting with children in a supportive manner, leads to procedural lapses, re-traumatization of victims, delays in justice delays further complicate justice delays further complicate the situation. Although POSCO mandates speedy trials through special courts, case backlogs, procedural inefficiencies result in prolonged litigation. Delays not only extend trauma for victims but also reduce the deterrent effect of the law. Logistical limitations are also significant. Many regions lack child-friendly courtrooms, separate waiting areas, facilities for recording statement through video conferencing or recording. Insufficient infra discourages children from testifying and compromises the confidentiality and sensitivity required in such cases. Additionally, coordination gaps among stakeholders hinder effective implementation. Police, medical professionals, child welfare committees, and judicial authorities need to collaborate closely for swift investigation and rehabilitation. In practice, poor communication, bureaucratic delays, and unclear roles often disrupt the process. Finally, awareness and prevention programs remain limited. While POSCO emphasizes education and outreach, campaigns are unevenly implemented. Children, parents, communities lack sufficient knowledge about the Act, reporting procedures, and preventive measures, resulting in misused opportunities for early intervention. Conclusion: while the POSCO Act is a robust legal tool, success depends on addressing these implementation challenges. Strengthening training, improving infra, raising awareness, ensuring better coordination among stakeholders are essential to make the Act truly effective in protecting children from abuse and exploitation across the nation. Okay, which of the following is highlighted in the passage as a primary reason why many cases of child abuse go unreported under the POSCO Act? Many incidents go unreported due to quick. Obviously, straight I can see go unreported due to social stigma, fear of retaliation, lack of awareness, lack of judicial infra, no. Reluctance stemming from societal pressure, yes, social. Fear of repercussions, yep. Lack of awareness, limited knowledge. Straight words. Not straight, but yes, similar. Complicate, done. Synonym of complicate. The matter is complicated. Even complicate the situation. Yes, chivalrous. Need to check. Obviously. Complicate, that means make things even worse. Aggravate stands tall. Make things even worse. Alleviate will be opposite. Clarify will be opposite. Simplify will be opposite. Delay further complicates the situation, makes that even worse. Aggravate defines that, making things even worse. While is what? We have discussed this in the previous, say, RC. Exacerbate. Cool, Nancy. While is what? Fanboys. I don't see while in that list. Thank you. Yes, that's a subordinating conjunction. Why? Because fanboys make that coordination possible. It's not a correlative conjunction has a pairing either or, neither nor, not only but also, hardly, when, no sooner than. No, that's a simple conjunction with a comma. It's not an adverb, it's a conjunction. Subordinating. One sentence is dependent on the other. While some said yes, some said no. Dependent on each other. I saw you eating momos while I was driving. So while I was driving, I saw you eating momos. It's not like I was sitting at home, saw you eating momos. When I was driving, I saw you that. When, while. In the same list. In the same list. When, while. Great. So in the sentence, insufficient infra discourages children from testifying and compromises the confidentiality, sensitivity required. What's the function of from testifying? That is something interesting. Insufficient infra discourages children from testifying. Is that an adjective phrase? Modifying children? Is that a prepositional phrase? Adverbial modifying discourages? Done. Don't be, please. Obviously, it's not modifying children from testifying. Discourage them from testifying. Stop them from testifying. Hinder them, prohibit them, restrict them from doing something. That's not an adjective phrase, not modifying children, modifying that verb. Not a noun phrase, not a prepositional phrase for the infra, any noun. That's an adverb phrase, modifying discourage, verb. Okay, suave, having manners, antonym done. Yes, elegant will be synonym, naive will be new, synonymous, neat will be synonym, rude, crude, having no manners, antonym. Jeans, one of the most universally recognized garments today, have a history that stretches back to 19th century. Designed for durability and practicality, they were far removed from the fashion statements they would later become. First jeans were created in the 70s by Levi Strauss, a German immigrant in the US, in collaboration with Jacob Davis. Strauss's goal was to produce strong trousers that could withstand the harsh conditions faced by miners during the California gold rush. Made from heavy-duty denim fabric and reinforced with rivets at stress points, these trousers were built to last, not to turn heads. Several decades, jeans remained strictly functional. They were associated with hard labor worn by miners, railroad workers, farmers. Design was simple. Distinctive blue color came from indigo dye, which was resistant to fading and practical for masking strains. We can relate to this, huh? At this stage, jeans were far from the fashion world. Appeal lay in the sturdiness and affordability, making them an essential item for working class men. Transition of jeans from workwear to fashion began in the mid-20th century, 1950s. Popular culture played a key role. Hollywood films featuring actors like James Dean and Marlon Brando depicted young men wearing jeans as symbols of rebellion, non-conformity. This new image resonated with teenagers, transforming the garment into a statement of individuality and attitude rather than mere utility. 70s and 60s, jeans were embraced by various subcultures, hippies to rock musicians. Designers began experimenting with styles, cuts, embellishments, broadening the appeal beyond functional clothing. Brands like Wrangler, Lee contributed to this evolution. Jeans became increasingly popular among women, reflecting wider social changes and the move toward gender equality in fashion. 80s, 90s firmly established themselves in mainstream fashion. High-end designers began creating premium denim lines, incorporating unique washes, tailoring, luxury finishes. Today, jeans are a versatile wardrobe essential available in countless styles, fits, colors worn by people of all ages, backgrounds, from dusty mines of California to global fashion runaways. They have gone underway a remarkable transformation. Journey illustrates how a practical garment can evolve into a cultural icon, bridging functionality, self-expression, and style. Now I can answer all the questions without even looking at them. Yes, chivalrous. Suave. Which of the following best captures the central idea of the passage? Done. Obviously, they have remained a symbol of no, that was changed. They evolved from practical workwear to a global symbol. Yes, throughout the passage they have been discussing. Popularity of jeans is primarily due to their fabric. No. Hollywood's portrayal is an example in between, not the emphasis or the central idea of the passage. Passage is talking about genes and their evolution. According to the passage, what was the original purpose of using indigo dye in the jeans, which was resistant to fading and practical for masking stains? Done. Thank you. No, Jagdish. Why? Indigo? Because it was resistant to fading and practical for masking stains. Resist fading, hiding dirt or stains. A better choice. Originally designed for durability and practicality, they were far removed from fashion that they later became. Opening phrase, originally designed for durability and practicality. That's cool. Clause, it's not. Infinitive, it's not. Participle, maybe. Obviously. Is that a clause? A clause has a subject and a verb. It doesn't have a subject. That's the past participle. Designed for this, they were, we have a subject here, no subject there. So not a, and please judge. The question itself is saying this phrase, not a clause. Phrase, phrase, phrase. Preposition, I cannot see any preposition here. Infinitive, I cannot see 2 plus V in here. Participle, yes. Either present participle, ing, or past participle, third form. Mainstream. Whoa. Quick. Obviously, radical changes will show changes, but that was the mainstream, no change. Obscure will hide, marginal, mainstream, conventional, prevalent at the time, something which was widespread. That's new. Be snowed under. Lot of snow over, cheated, Shouldn't be. Buried under an avalanche? No. Idioms don't have the literal meaning. I don't think so. Responsible? Maybe. Overwhelmed? Maybe. I would rather say C or D. Be snowed under. A lot of responsibilities. Maybe. Not sure. I don't know. But either C or D be the answer. A and B. B must not be. If it is, excuse me. Which one to pick? Sorry for the delay caused. Honesty. Because it's not about snowed just for responsibility, maybe for anything it may be. Let's check. Snowed under, have so much work you have problems dealing with it all. Overwhelmed with your work. Okay, because responsibility will be one thing. Overwhelmed for feelings, responsibilities, work, anything it may be. The wide scale usage. Hoarded. The police arrived and discovered a large amount of hoarded sugar. Antonym done. Thank you, Jagdish. Thank you, dear. No, 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 no. I don't think so. You may be correct. Hoard is to gather illegally. Clear will be different in my opinion. Hoard is to gather illegally. Gather. Store illegally. Squander, in my opinion. Better choice, let's say. No, 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 no. No. I know this, so need not check. Squander is waste. Gather. Disorganized, fine. Clear, remove an item from obstruction in something. Hoarded, accumulate and store away. Yes. Gather. Illegally accumulate, hoard. So if you store something, you distribute something. That's why a better choice. Distribute, like that. Finishing things off. Leader suggested to the colleagues they should take a short break before they started the next phase. Okay, Jagadish, most welcome. That's why I said somebody watching for the first time and so attentive. Respect and most welcome. Chivalrous. Nancy, it's because today we have automatic focus. So for example, if I focus on my hand, it'll blur the background. It's not emphasizing the text. Fixed. Usually it's the text which is fixed. That's why, see, it's blurring the background. No problem, I'll change that, no objection. Respect for your maturity. I thought to make use of the lecture, not to miss it. Doing the same, hey dear. Team leader suggested to the colleagues they should take a short coffee break before they started. Let's take. I remember let has three usage in speech. Let me go, permission, either seek or grant. Let's go, suggestion that I can see here with the help of should. Let it rain, don't care condition. I can see the suggesting version. So let's take a, I think B and C should be correct. Team leader proposed to the colleagues, said to the colleagues, both are correct. Let's take a short coffee break before we started. No, started, start. Your answer, B. My answer to B. Spectator said, what a goal the striker has scored. That's it. Exclaimed with admiration. Striker had scored. Said not possible. He exclaimed. We have an exclamatory sign. You can't say said. B. Dropped. C. Dropped. Done. Thank you, Hemlita. Yes, of course it has to be. You can't say when it is exclamation out there, exclamatory sound out there. Drop it. Um, Probably because has scored, had scored, no objection. Had scored, no objection, but you can't say what a goal. The speaker can say what a goal. You have to convert that in indirect speech, indirect words. You can't use the same words. What a goal is incorrect. Scored is V2. How can present perfect be past indefinite? Present perfect, past perfect. Give somebody a cold shoulder. Done. 3 seconds. Turn a deaf ear to. Obviously, ignore a person. Give somebody a cold response. Cold shoulder. Cold is always lack of response. Not giving, not supporting. D can also be, but how would you say only in a complex situation? Maybe anywhere. Ignoring is a better choice. The records may be requested by the auditors. The auditors may request the records. That's it. Turn a blind eye. Turn a deaf ear. Done. May be requested, may request. Not should, will, must. The fan exclaimed with joy. No, no, yes, probably. Had won. Done. Obviously. Wow shows surprise. Hooray! Bravo! Show joy. So that's a better choice. There is no interjection here. So that should be assertive statement. He informed me, told me, said that his team had surprise, joy, happiness, a better choice. Fine. No, no, no. We don't mention things over there. We just say he said, he said, he said. So better choice. Doubts welcome if you have any. Everyone left the room. I hope you remember we transformed the question tags of everyone, someone, and the other indefinite pronouns with the. Fortunately, if you just satisfy the time and tense, past and definite, you have only one choice. Fortunately. Obviously, doesn't. No, that's V2. That's V2. No, isn't. No, aren't. Just one. Done. Thanks everyone for your kind presence. Thank you so much for being here. See you. Take care. Be safe. I did mention about the offer, the sale that's going on. And yes, of course, before you leave, let me just show you 2 new batches have started quite recently. For those who are appearing in SSC CGL Tier 2, beneficial for you. And for those who are starting for 2026 examinations, the Foundation Course 2.0. Most welcome, all of you here. CGL Tier 2, English medium, CGL 2026, Foundation Course Complete 1, English, both. Thank you. Bye, take care, be safe. See you. Thank you. Yes, Chivalrous, it was question tag. Mohini, Hemlata, Avijit, you too, hey dear. Thanks a lot. Chivalrous, Saloni, Nancy, Gunjan, Radhe Radhe, thank you so much. Vaishnavi, thanks a lot for your kind presence. And everyone watching it later also. Okay, thank you.